the Dallas Mavericks are quietly turning what should have been the most exciting rookie debut of the season into a complete disaster. Cooper Flagg was supposed to be the spark, the phenom who'd electrify Dallas fans and bring energy back to a franchise desperate for direction. Instead, he's stuck in a nightmare. After another embarrassing loss, this time to a Pelicans team without Zion Williamson, the Mavs have officially fallen to dead last in the Western Conference. And what's worse, this collapse isn't because of some brutal schedule. Dallas actually opened the season with 5 straight home games and only 1 real road trip, yet still managed to lose to the Wizards and Pelicans inside their own arena. Flagg admitted it himself after the latest defeat. For me, it's the most I've lost, maybe ever. It's not fun. The kid is used to winning. He's got elite handles, crazy athleticism, and the confidence of a future superstar. But right now, none of that matters. His Rookie of the Year campaign is slipping away fast, buried under the weight of a team that simply can't shoot, can't defend, and can't win. Part of the problem is the experiment Jason Kidd decided to run. With Kyrie Irving out, Kidd handed Cooper the keys, making him the primary point guard. On paper, it sounds like valuable experience for an 18-year-old star. The idea was that once Kyrie returned, Cooper would have a deeper understanding of how to create for others. But here's the problem. The Western Conference is not the place to experiment. Teams are too good, too deep, and too ruthless. If you start slow in the West, you don't just fall behind, you sink straight to the bottom, which is exactly what's happening in Dallas. The numbers are ugly. The Mavericks currently rank dead last in three-point shooting. Their spacing is a disaster. And Klay Thompson, the guy brought in for veteran leadership and floor spacing, looks completely done. He's averaging a career-low 8 points per game and shooting the worst percentage from deep of his entire career. When your supposed sharpshooter can't even find the net, it's impossible for a rookie like Flagg to run any kind of consistent offense. How bad is it really? Statistically, the Mavericks' offense is minus 11.4 relative to league average, which is somehow even 3 points worse than the worst offense in franchise history, the 1993 Mavericks, who won just 11 games all season. In other words, this win-now Dallas team is performing worse than one of the worst teams the franchise has ever put on the court. Right now, they're not even playing like a 2025 NBA team. They're playing like a 1970s offense trapped in the modern era. That's what happens when you hand the steering wheel to a teenager who's never played point guard at the pro level, surround him with broken shooters, and call it a plan. The Mavericks front office may have just pulled off one of the most mind-blowing blunders in recent NBA history. Imagine this: a trade that sent Luka Donic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a single draft pick. That's it. That's the deal that could go down as one of the dumbest trades ever made. Luka Donic isn't the kind of player you trade for a package. He's the kind of player you rebuild your entire franchise around. If anyone wanted Luka, they should have been offering everything. Every future pick, every piece of young talent, maybe even throw in a couple of those Lakers trophies just for good measure. But according to The Athletic, the reason this disaster even happened was pure paranoia. Mavericks GM Nico Harrison didn't want the trade to leak. When Lakers GM Rob Pelinka asked for a chance to talk with Luka before finalizing the deal, just to make sure he was open to staying in LA long-term, Nico said no. Without Luka's reassurance, the Lakers couldn't fully commit. They decided to protect their 2031 first-round pick and hold on to Austin Reeves. In the end, the Lakers walked away with Luka Donic and somehow kept leverage. Dallas got fleeced by their own fear. And what's worse, it wasn't even a case of bad luck. Nico Harrison was obsessed with pairing Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. He truly believed a 32-year-old, injury-prone AD was a better fit than a 26-year-old Luka entering his prime. That's like Milwaukee trading away Giannis right before his MVP and championship run for Kevin Love. It's that ridiculous. Supporters keep saying, wait till Nico's vision comes together. But that vision is already cracking. AD and Kyrie are hurt again, like they always are. That's not bad luck. That's reality. When you build your franchise around stars who can't stay healthy, you can't act shocked when they miss time. Nobody gives sympathy when AD or Embiid go down. It's practically part of the deal. Meanwhile, Cooper Flagg is quietly trying to shine through the chaos. He just had his best game of the year against New Orleans, but no one even cares. Fans are too busy mourning what they lost. If Flagg were on a rebuilding team like Utah, his growth would be celebrated. Instead, he's trapped in the wreckage of a broken vision, overshadowed by the ghost of Luka Donic dominating the league in a Lakers jersey. And knowing Luka, that's personal. This is the same guy who destroyed Devin Booker and the Suns in Game 7 just because of a little trash talk. Now imagine what he'll do to the Mavericks franchise that betrayed him. Reports say Luka literally broke his phone when he found out about the trade. If that's how he reacted then, Nico Harrison better hope Luka doesn't get the chance to take it out on him on the court, because history shows Luka always gets even. A report out of Dallas claims Luka Doncic actually broke down in tears after learning about the trade. And when he returned to Dallas for the first time wearing purple and gold, we all saw it. That tribute video hit him hard. But here's the thing. Luka isn't the type to dwell on emotions. He turns pain into motivation. And right now, he's making sure the entire league, and especially Nico Harrison, feels just how badly the Mavericks messed up. Luka is breathing down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's neck in the MVP race, leading the Lakers to a blazing 7-2 record, averaging nearly 40 points a night, and doing it without LeBron James, who's still playing at an elite level himself. The Lakers got a generational player for practically nothing. They didn't even have to sacrifice Austin Reeves, who's becoming an all-star in his own right. And the craziest part? The Mavericks didn't pass on Luka because of chemistry or contract issues. It was because Nico had conditioning and injury concerns. Yet somehow, he turned around and traded for Anthony Davis, the man nicknamed Street Clothes, who literally started the season already injured. You can't make this up. If someone wrote this in a movie script, people would laugh it off as too unrealistic. But this is real life, and it's destroying Dallas from the inside out. So, if this is all so obvious, why hasn't Nico Harrison been fired? Well, that's where politics come in. The new ownership group handpicked Nico. Their entire credibility is now tied to his success. If they fire him, it's like admitting they blew the biggest decision in franchise history. So instead of cutting losses, they're doubling down, riding this sinking ship straight into the storm. But let's say they did bring in a new GM. What's the first move? Simple. Wait for AD to get healthy, build up his value, and trade him while you still can. Because here's the brutal truth. The Mavericks don't control their own first-round pick again until 2031, outside of this current year. That means this season is their only chance to tank and make it count. Move AD, embrace the pain, and stack assets to help Cooper Flagg in next year's loaded draft. Maybe, just maybe, that's the quiet plan behind the chaos. Tank while pretending to compete. But publicly, they could never admit that to their fans. Instead, what's happening looks like self-sabotage. No replacement for Kyrie. No real playmakers around Cooper. An 18-year-old rookie forced to run the entire offense like a veteran floor general, while his teammates either miss shots or sit on the bench injured. It's not development, it's destruction. Most #1 overall picks are surrounded with patience, structure, and veterans who help ease the pressure. Flagg got the complete opposite: chaos, expectation, and zero support. The Mavericks didn't just draft Cooper Flagg, they threw him into a storm and told him to steer the ship, and the clock is already ticking. He's expected to win now alongside injury-prone stars, while also being the guy to save the franchise's future. That's not a fair ask for anyone, let alone a teenager. The truth is, Cooper might be one of the most unlucky #1 picks in modern history. Not because of his talent, but because of the situation he's trapped in. The pressure, the broken roster, the constant losing. These are the kinds of environments that crush potential. Even for a generational player, overcoming this kind of dysfunction won't be easy. And as Dallas spirals deeper into chaos, the contrast couldn't be clearer when you look at Memphis, where things are flipped. There, the franchise seems stable, but the star is in turmoil. Ja Morant is locked in a heated standoff with his new coach, who tried to keep it real with him, and it backfired badly. Now the question isn't about talent or potential, it's about trust. Does Memphis have Ja's back, or are they ready to move on from their troubled star? The Western Conference is full of storylines, but none are as tragic or as fascinating as the collapse in Dallas.